Ever had a psychedelic mushroom before? No? Okay, neither have I, and after playing this, I don't feel like I have to take one either to actually experience how it feels. It already feels like I took one without actually taking one. And yeah, first impressions in this one is strong. There is a lot to take in visually, but once the eyes start to adjust, holy crap, broskis. This is a wild, a bloody, and extremely brutal ride into Tokyo as the deadliest of assassins. But also, it's a trip down the gambling addiction ride. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the game has a lot more than first meets the eye. It's a lot more than what the price might tell you. So let's dive into it. And my name is, as always, good old Papa Slim, and I'm here to dig out the brutal gems out of the brutal gems. So you, my friend, you don't have to do the digging, only the enjoying. After watching my coverage of the games, of course. Now today we're diving into Tokyo Underground Killer, so let's go. The game released on the 5th of September, which is one day after Silksong. Also one of the main reasons, personally I believe, that the sales hasn't really gone as maybe they had hoped for. It released into 1.0 and it's available on Steam as is now, and it costs less than 10 motherflippin' buckaroonies. Yeah, but it is easily a 20 buckaroony game comparing it to other games out there. So I just spoiled it. Yeah, it's worth its price. It is. Now it's been developed by Phoenix Studios and published by 3DM Games and Gone Shooting. I don't know much about these at all, but I've had some talks with Phoenix Studios and they were in the stream when we streamed this game. They seem like really cool folks, really good people. They're easy to communicate with, they seem funny, kind, all that stuff, and I always root for the kind developer. Now what kind of a game is it? Well, it's a linear campaign style game, so it doesn't have co-op, it doesn't have multiplayer, and it is not a roguelite. It is a linear campaign style. Sword slashing with guns? Yeah. I'll dive more into it very soon, but first, let's take a look at the story. It is pretty damn brutal. So without spoiling anything about the story, because the story plays a huge role in this game, I'm gonna try and make it so that you kinda get the gist of what's going on in the game, what it's all about, but without spoiling any of the twists and turns. I'm gonna leave them for you, but there are plenty of them in the game and they're very dark. So first of all, the story is fully voice acted. There's a lot of different characters in the game. However, it's all done via comic book cutscenes. But they're kinda interactive, so when a dialogue happens, it pops up one comic book scene and then a comic book speech bubble. To get the next speech bubble and the next scene, you have to manually click. And most of the time there's like small smooth animations, swoosh animations, something that happens in the comic book cutscene that is actually animated and toppled with great audio effects. And all of that actually helps the story feel interactive in a way, or the storytelling feels interactive. It's a really cool touch and the voice acting is really well done. And the comic book scenes, they're all hand-drawn and they are incredible to look at. I'm not an anime fan or anything like that. I'm not an anime guy at all. But I've heard from anime fans that they are a joy to look at. And personally, as a non-anime fan, they are an absolute joy to look at. And at times, extremely brutal. But nonetheless, in the game we play as Kobayashi, working for the crime syndicate Gokuraku, which then sends us out on different missions to take out the dangerous Flatliners. They're simply plaguing Tokyo and we need to get rid of them. But each of these missions, they have their very own key person within the Flatliners, aka a boss. And all of these bosses, they have different stories that are told inside of each and everyone's mission. Some are cool and some are really fucking cool. Like seriously, you get hooked, you want to know more. You're like, oh, it's that kind of cool. It's nice. The story is well done in this game. Now when it comes to the gameplay, Well, it has a lot to offer, this one. So katana, the katana, is our main sword. Main weapon. I mean, yeah, of course it's our sword. It's our main weapon. It's the main thing that we will do the killing with. The katana in itself, it has a lot of different mechanics to it. Like you can swing to deflect bullets, you can block to block attacks and bullets, you can charge it up, you can do a 360 spin with it, you can unlock new abilities with it, like throwing it, like bashing it into the ground as you jump from some form of height. It has a lot of things to it. And the most important part of it all is that it feels good. And it feels really, really good swinging the sword. But then there's also weapons. The weapons that kind of act as power-ups. You only get a couple of rounds for each weapon, then you throw it away. We've seen that in many games by now, so it's not anything new, but it works as a power-up. Once you depleted the ammo, it's bye-bye until you find the next one. However, the guns, they don't feel great firing with. Take the Desert Eagle as an example. It feels like it takes too much of a cooldown before you can fire the next shot. So you can shoot once, and then you have to wait until you can shoot the second shot. And that doesn't feel great. And it doesn't feel great either that the recoil is extremely heavy. So you might be aiming towards the head, but the bullet flies a little bit to the left. And when you miss, you're like, oh fuck, okay, I just want to shoot again. But you can't. And that goes throughout the weapons, not just the pistol. It's the same with the rocket launcher, the same with the shotgun, the same with the throwing stars gun. I can't remember its name. Which is kind of unfortunate. And you can't upgrade the weapons in any way. They are, as I said, simply power-ups. It would, however, have been nice if they felt better firing with. It would have been a great complement to the sword. But luckily, the sword is the main thing. That is what you will be using the most, and that one feels amazing. Now, enemy-wise, there's a bunch of different enemies here. Some cannon fodder, some a little bit stronger, some shooting, none flying that I can think of right now. But they all offer different challenges, and I personally think that they are well placed. Like you enter a room and you kill a couple guys, you move on. But each of the rooms, they get more difficult in the sense that more enemies are placed in different locations. So you might have a shooting guy that has visibility of you and can shoot you, but at the same time you have 3 guys rushing towards you trying to hit you. And that of course makes it harder comparing it to just having 3 guys rushing towards you, and it gets increasingly advanced like that throughout the game. And it also introduces tougher and harder to kill enemies as we progress as well. But I do know that some people claim it to be too easy, especially on hard for some reason. I actually only played on normal. You can't switch the difficulty when you're inside of the game. But personally, to me, normal felt good. It was a good experience. It wasn't overly hard, it wasn't overly easy. At some points it might have been overly easy in certain bosses, more specifically. But like looking through it overall as an experience, normal worked fine for me. Now, other than that, we have 10 different levels that we can play through. We also have a huge hub world, which is a part of Tokyo where you have your apartment that you can place out collectibles, you can put up posters, you can change the skin of your katana, you can listen to music, you can watch movies, you can go out on the balcony, take a cigarette, and then of course you can exit that apartment, you can go into the city square, you can go to the casino, you can play a bouncer, work as a bouncer at a club, you can go to a VHS store, you can go to a CD store, you can go to a cafe, and you can gamble. You can gamble like a mother flippin' mad lad. Yeah. And you can also go to the arcade, play some arcade games, play the claw machine. Like, they thought about everything and it's so cool done. I love walking around in that city square, and it unlocks new things as we progress in the game. So you never know what to look forward to next. It works as an encouragement to finish the next mission. It's super fun. And for some weird reason, it actually costs you money to go to the next mission. So if you're running short on money, well, maybe don't gamble it up. And in these VHS shops and cafes and stuff, you can of course buy posters, you can win new skins for your katana in the claw machine. So everything kind of has a purpose, which is, it's just so much fun. I freaking love the hub world. I love the hub world in Tokyo Underground Killer. But then the 10 levels, the 10 main missions, all with their own boss. Essentially how they work is that you get a little bit of a story before each mission, and then you get more of the story as you're inside of the mission. They will take you through aquatic aquariums, they will take you through concerts, they will take you through porn clubs. The crazy doesn't stop. And each mission might take you everything from 10 to 20 minutes to finish. Sometimes even more, depending on if you're struggling a little bit. But they're not overly long. They don't take a serious amount of time to finish. And inside of each mission, there's always 2 save points. One in the middle of the mission and one right before the boss. You cannot save scum. But on these save spots, you can also refill your health by eating a little bit of sushi, Kobayashi. I can't even remember what it was called. You can also go into your ability tree, see if you have any ability points, unlock new abilities. And then we have the blood skills. The blood skills are essentially extra abilities. It can be everything from stealing health from your enemies, to shooting out spikes from your hands, to throwing a fire tornado with your sword. And there's a total of 10 different blood skills. You get 1 new per mission, and those can be further upgraded inside of the hub world, but it will cost you money, so don't gamble everything away. Listen to this wise man, he's done it. For replayability's sake, you can play the arcades more and more, get the higher score, get a better score. You can play the bouncer over and over. And there is more coming to the game as free DLC, but that you will have to find out in the Brutal Indies Unleashed showcase on the 12th of September here on this channel. You don't want to miss out on that showcase, trust me. Presentation of the game. First of all, the music. The OST has been done by the legend Andrew Holsholt. It's his first completely digital soundtrack, and it's 2 hours of music. It's good. It's good shit. But the main take here is the visuals, because the visuals are super unique. Like, the main focus of the visuals are all the neon. You can turn on a mode that will dampen the neon a little bit if you think that it's too blinding. But as I said at the start, once your eyes start to adjust a little bit to it, it is so beautiful. It's got a low poly aesthetic, drenched in neon and reflecting surfaces everywhere. But you never know, like when you're entering a mirror room or a cafe with weird chairs with neon lights on them. Like, as in everything else in this game, the crazy never stops. And I absolutely adore that about this game. It does, however, require a little bit more of optimization. Most of the time it runs just fine. It runs way better than the demo did, but there are still certain areas in the game where the frames actually dropped a little bit. So to conclude this video, this game kicks absolute major ass. It is one of the most unique first-person shooters that dropped in 2025, and it does so many things right. It needs to fix its guns a little bit. They need to be polished up a little bit more to feel better actually firing them. Most of the time now I didn't even enjoy using them at all, so I just stuck with the sword. The optimization needs a little bit more work as well, but other than that, the story is unique, it's dark, it's interesting. The combat is fun when you're using the sword. There's so many mechanics to the swords and the blood skills that it never stops. The visuals and audio, unique and great. Fun, like they're interesting to explore, they're fun to look at. It feels like you haven't really played a game that looks like this before. So even if it might not tingle your belly the right way, like you might think, this doesn't really look like my cup of tea. Personally, I think it's still worth it because it is a unique experience, and after playing it, you'll feel like, oh shit, I never played anything quite like this before. And it wasn't half bad. No, it isn't. I know that's how you're gonna feel after playing it. Trust me, I'm the all-knowing bald man. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe, and Papa Slim, he will see you in the next one. Over and out, my broskies.